Hey there, it's Red Knight here, and welcome back to Heyday. Now, today's video is a little bit different than just me playing the game of Heyday. It's more about how I make my videos. Now, I've been getting quite a few requests from different people who would like to know what I do and how I go about making the videos. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm going to be talking about what I do when it comes to me making the videos and which software and hardware I use. Well, first of all, let's talk about some of the hardware that I'm using, just to give you a basic understanding of where I'm from and what I now use. Now, previously when I first started playing Heyday, I used to play on my iPhone. Now, I have an iPhone 4S and I used to play the game on that and then used to record using my iPhone. Now, as you can probably imagine, the screen for an iPhone is really small and it can be rather challenging. Now, during my trip to Helsinki, I noticed that many of the other guys were using laptops and iPads to make their videos. Now, since being back in Japan, I've got myself an iPad and I've got myself a MacBook just to make it much easier. Now, I'm using an iPad Air 2 and oh my god, is it so much easier. It means I've got a screen that's much larger. It makes it more visual. I get a better quality of video as well, and I think it does show when you're actually looking at the larger size imagery on YouTube itself. Recording off an iPhone was really challenging. Now it's so much simpler. Now, for my actual PC that I'm using, I used to use a desktop. In fact, I still use a desktop for some things. But when it comes to recording my videos, I'm actually using a MacBook Air. Now, the MacBook Air is really comfortable. I can take it anywhere with me. Okay, I just connect up to the Wi-Fi wherever I am, and then this allows me to access the internet, get the imagery I need. I can connect my iPad to my MacBook, and then I can record very simply. And then I can save any imagery to my iPad, or I can save it to my MacBook. Now, which software do I use to actually record the imagery? Well, it's very simple. One of the software you're looking at the moment. And here you can see that I'm making a video, or one of my Heyday videos that I'm putting together now. Now, this has taken a bit of time because there's a lot of information, a lot of imagery here. And at the moment, I haven't yet added any voice to this imagery. All you're seeing here is lots of photos. And you're seeing lots of text that's been added, and I'm getting the information from one key source. Now, the key source for the information is the Heyday Wiki, and I've been going backwards and forwards between the wiki and this program, adding the information as needed. Now, later I will add the voice, so what I usually do is put all the imagery together, then I cut, I modify, I change it, I splice it, I glue it back together until I end up with a really nice long chain like you can see at the bottom of the screen. Once I've added in any of the text from the resources that I go to, like the wiki here as an example, I then come back to the video, and then once everything is all set up like I'm doing now, I then add my voice. Now, to do that, I'm using a logical headset with a mic option, and it's really comfortable. I'm sitting in my study, in my apartment, and I've got my own little corner where I can make these videos. Now, the software that you're looking at is called iMovie, and iMovie is wonderful. It comes with the MacBook and it's so easy to use. Okay, I'm gradually experimenting with it, discovering all the new features as I get used to it more and more, and hopefully as I become more professional I will produce even better videos for you guys out there to watch. Now, the actual iMovie program I use to join everything together, and then I add my voice using this program with the headset. But how do I actually record from my device? Which program do I use for that one? Well, I use Quicktime Player. Now, Quicktime Player is fantastic. It lets me, once I've plugged my iPad into my computer, then record off the screen as I'm playing. So I get a really good quality image, and once I've actually saved using the QuickTime, I can then add it to iMovie and then just copy it from my desk wherever it's located, add it to the video that I'm making, and then basically combine everything together. Now, I try to keep all of my recordings on my computer, and they can be anything from basically reviews that I've made, it can be for videos that I've got up and coming. It will depend on my focus at that time. Now, I'm working on quite a few videos around the same time at the moment, and basically as I get the information and I get everything done and dusted, I will upload. Some videos will take a bit of time, like this one here, which is focusing on the animals. This has taken me quite a few months to get to this stage where I'm at the moment. I'm using a lot of the Heyday resources, so like the Heyday fan kit as an example for all of the imagery. I'm using the Heyday wiki where I'm getting lots of information. Plus I'm also making other videos at the other time. Now once this is done, I will upload it and then you can all watch it. So just to recap, what software am I using? Well, I'm using the game Heyday, which you should have on your devices. I'm using iMovie to actually cut, splice and modify the videos and put everything together. And I'm using Quicktime Player to actually record my videos, which I then add into iMovie. For the hardware, I'm using an iPad Air 2. I'm also using a MacBook Air. And basically, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. Okay, now I hope this answers all of your questions. How do I actually record the screens? How do I actually record and make the videos? This should give you a good idea on what I'm doing. If you want to know more about these programs, do check MacBooks out, do check the internet, do go to the Heyday wiki. There's a lot of information out there about these programs and they are really useful. Okay, that's it for me. I'm going to sign off now. I need to get back to making this animal video, so have a happy Heyday now and see you all later. Goodbye all.